If you find it difficult to gain and finish hours-long 8 to 10 podcasts per week, please subscribe to most advanced, featured, and accurate quick podcast summaries on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. You can start with free trial, which lets you listen all the podcasts and later just for the price of candy in most places. Kemi Badenoch, the new leader of the Conservative Party in the UK, recently sat down with Jordan Peterson to discuss her life, background, and rise to prominence.
Born in Wimbledon, London, by accident, Kemi's mother, a professor of physiology, had travelled to the UK for an obstetric referral. Kemi's childhood was marked by frequent travel between the UK and Nigeria, where her family is from. Her early memories are of Omaha, Nebraska, where her mother had a fellowship at the University of Nebraska. Kemi's family is from Lagos, Nigeria, a cosmopolitan city that was once a wealthy country in the 1970s. However, by the mid-1990s, the country was in a terrible state, with universities on strike and the country being kicked out of the Commonwealth. Kemi's mother encouraged her to leave Nigeria and pursue her education in the UK. Kemi's background is rooted in classical liberalism, with a strong emphasis on Enlightenment values such as freedom of speech, the presumption of innocence, and free enterprise. She believes that these values are slowly being forgotten in the West and are being taken for granted. Kemi's experiences in Nigeria, where institutions are not respected and multiculturalism has led to conflict, have shaped her views on the importance of a shared dominant culture. Growing up in Nigeria, Kemi did not have political aspirations, as she was raised under a military government. However, she did have a strong desire to succeed academically, with her family expecting her to become a doctor. Kemi's experiences in the UK were marked by the soft bigotry of low expectations, where teachers would set lower targets for her due to her background. This was in stark contrast to her upbringing in Nigeria, where her family expected her to excel academically. Kemi's family was considered relatively wealthy in Nigeria, but this meant that they had a car, running water, and occasional holidays. However, they still experienced life without electricity and fuel shortages. Kemi believes that being relatively wealthy in a poor country is very different from being relatively wealthy in the West. She attributes the success of Nigerians who immigrate to the West to the fact that they have left a system that holds them back and entered a system that allows them to flourish. Kemi's interest in understanding what holds people back in one place and allows them to flourish in another is rooted in her experiences in Nigeria and the UK time. She believes that it is not just money that determines success, but also cultural attitudes, entrepreneurship, and trust in society. Kemi's background and experiences have shaped her views on conservatism and her desire to preserve classical liberalism in the UK. If you want to listen to the complete summary, please subscribe to quick podcast summaries on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for less than the price of candy in most places. Happy listening.